Walvis Bay has some pretty horrible weather in the winter months. Most mornings are foggy or misty, and the afternoons can usually be windy. So, any chance we get to go out and have some sunshine and relaxation, we jump on. On our last camp to Brandberg, it was overcast all the time. However, seeing the elephants up close and in person made that camp one to remember. Homeb was picked as the destination for this camping trip. It is a good distance away from Walvis Bay and far enough inland to increase the chances of it being sunny. It has also been a couple of years since we've been there last, so we were curious to see what it looks like now. While there used to be a road directly from Rooibank to Walvis Bay in the 70s, it is now covered in dunes and not suitable for a car and caravan setup. The road we are taking cuts across the barren desert around the dunes and joins the Gobabeb River at Rooibank. Rooibank is where Walvis Bay draws its fresh water from, and so there are a few municipal buildings there. The Gobabeb River's aquifer is all underground and has been the source of water for the Topna community from before the Europeans started to settle in Namibia. It also forms the westernmost parts of the Topna community, with a Renish Church just a small distance away. The desert takes its toll on this little building through the years, but it is renovated from time to time. We stopped close by to deflate our tires a little to lessen the effect of the corrugated road that was to follow. Between Rooibank and the Namibia Park border, the river is actually pretty deserted. There are a few camping spots in the riverbed and an old police camp called Gobabeb. We have had many great camps in that vicinity in the past. Once you are past the border, the Topna dwellings are much more common. While they may not look like much, the community is thriving in what is an incredibly hostile land. The river itself does not flow much. It does not even flow every year, and sometimes quite a few years go by without any surface water at all. A lot of the people here work in town and come out to their farms on the weekends. As it happened, we drove to our camp on a Friday, and the kids here just finished with school and walking to their homes for some weekend relaxation of their own. It is amazing to think that people are able to survive here at all, especially before the help of Western technological advancements. These barren landscapes are classed as hyper-arid, on about the same level of dryness as the Peruvian deserts. It almost never rains, and still the Europeans found the Topnas here and traded with them as early as the 1600s. While the Topna people may appear poor on the first glance, they have rights to quite a bit of land with water and the best views that you can imagine. Some are starting their own little businesses that draw money from the few visitors to this place. There are very few tourists that visit this area, and the people here have not really figured out how to market the wonderful feeling of being close to nature you get when you are in this area. As the world gets smaller, I expect to see more people coming this way to soak up the desert air and get the feeling of being somewhere truly remote. The Topna settlements are clumped together in little family units. Can you imagine how peaceful it must be to live here? On a previous trip this way, we stopped at this little shop, mostly because it was advertising a car wash. It is filled with curios and the very friendly people are dressed in the traditional Nama dress. From their little car wash, it is only 4 kilometers to Gobabeb. Gobabeb is a research center for the hyper-arid climate of this area. The team of scientists living here mostly look at beetles and take samples of air. Interestingly enough, the pollution from South Africa's Johannesburg can be detected all the way out here. When the river does flow, it is quite the occasion, and the last time it came down we visited here to see the water in the desert. This primitive shelter shows the type of dwelling the Topna people used to live in. Carrying on from Gobabeb, the road quality takes a serious turn for the worst, and it is here where we are glad our gear is made to take the lumps and bumps of a little corrugation. It is quite easy to miss this turnoff, and then you end up on a wide open plain rather than at the river canyon, as we have done in the past. In some places, the condition of the road is so bad that it is better to drive next to it. Closing in on Homeb, you have no choice but to drive in the road. I still vividly remember how awed I was at the landscape that is to follow the first time I ever visited this area. The many different shapes and colors of the rock of this spot really cannot be captured with a camera, and you just have to come and see for yourself. As usual, the Topno dwellings are close to the riverbed here, and our campsite is just beyond them. Finding the best spot to put everything is usually a little tricky. While we are getting better at it, sometimes it does take a few tries.
Kijk het. Sorry?
Ja, sorry. Dat is hij.
De GoPro opzet.
Hij is af.
Dank je. Hallo, Kazak.
Ah, zwart allemaal zie je.
Zwaar gewacht. Ik heb even 3 dik rooi pek gehaald.
Als ik dan niet op mijn koek te laten vallen. Oké.
Ja,
Ja. Ai.
Wacht, een beetje gewicht aan die kant ook opzetten. Als je dan gekeken op Facebook.
Draai om.
Nee, je zal horen eigenlijk.
Kijk.
Je zal horen wanneer we gaan.
Ja,
Dat is hij.
4 kos.
Los ons 'n bietjie langer dat hy skree.
Ja, wat los.
Hy skree.
Los.
Finally, we could relax and watch the sun move across the sky and the shadows over the ground and get our time-lapse game on.
Ja, it's on.
Okay, so it's near the direction.
It's funny how you can be filled with peace and harmony by a place that is so empty and quiet.
uitlos, né?
Wat is ook kaas?
Ja.
Ja.
Adam?
Een kraai is dan maar net een raasbek, nee?
One, two, three, four.
You have to pay me.
Thank you. One.
Go back to your spot. We already know. That way. We already know you steal from the bank.
That's $12. Morgen die mensen al rond die krijgen geen.
I got 200 from passing in the beginning. It's his turn.
Is it? Get down.
You can get 150 and the other 50 goes straight to him. One, watch. Here's your 50, here's your 50. That's the trading of the going back. For 220, if you mortgage it by turning it around, $110 you get for mortgaging it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Income tax refund, collect $20.
Pay the government.
$20.
Awesome.
I approve 111. Me. No, 111. Guess where I can go? They see me rolling. I can just get like $5 billion. You may not. I can get $400.
Speel af van die pad.
Gooi, arm.
Ik moet daar staan.
Gooi. Daar zijn. Yes.
Dan moet het beginnen. Ik is naar die poort.
Ja, hij is gewin. Yep.
Ja, die is ik. Die poort zijn niet midden.
Body ball gewin.
Luckily. Alles plat liggen, wat zie ik. Stok af.
Hitler zijn tent.
Nee, ik dacht maar die zak gaan zoeken. Dus echt kan mij ook kiezen. Laai die tieten en dan het zakje. En georiënteerd is. Dat is heel goed.
O, stoeltjie.
Jy reg? Neem jy.
Nou aan de kant.
Val dit op. Dit los hier. Minder bolletjies. Oh.
Zombies the bludgeon. Bash. Hey. Oh.
Ja. So op die naad. Hou die stokke op die naad. Zee. Wat is dit? Daar kom mooi. Daar kom mooi.
I think you meant DreamWorks.
Ja, nou, dan ons dak, dan pot, dan turbo.
Bye bye!
Bye! Hey, dan jij stoot!